Okay, so I'm back. I'm feeling 100% better, less overwhelmed. Oh, yes, I feel a lot better. And today is Tuesday at this point, which is 4/11. And it's kind of mind-blowing to me because I'm doing my lashes, so I'm getting ready. But it's kind of amazing to me that this time a year ago, we were going into jury selections for the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial, like a year ago today. Time, I don't even think time is a real thing. There's no way it's been a year, and I just remember the feeling of excitement. I just wanted to be able to be in front of the TV, but I had to work, I had to do this. I was so over the moon to get this show on the road because up to that I had started watching and reacting to the audios that had been released, and it was just listening to that woman berate and yell at him and tear him down and just try to pick at him, instigate every single thing, and then thinking about the fact that we were about to start this trial and we were about to see her get up on the stand and try to explain herself and try to make this shit make sense. It was so overwhelming, and I was like, I don't want to say I was excited, but in a way I was, because it was like, how the hell is she about to try to pull this off? I even remember thinking, oh, she's not going to get on the stand. She's going to act like she has COVID or something like that. Like, I was in disbelief that she was going to get her crazy ass up on that stand. Damn, I lost my lashes. I hate when I do that. Oh, yeah, I definitely thought she was going to make up some excuse. It was going to be like a health scare. She got sick. I just didn't see her getting up on the stand because I knew that she was going to be lying her ass off, and I could not fathom in my head personally being able to go through something like that in front of millions of people in a courtroom, in front of the person with whom you actually abused. Like, she managed to do that shit. She managed to do that shit. She managed to get up there and tell her script and her story and everything like that. Didn't shed a tear. She didn't manage to do that. She managed to try to act scared when her and Johnny almost came into contact with each other. I know y'all remember that. And she kind of jumped back and acted all scared and shit, like she hadn't seen him walking up. Like, the trial was madness. And I know that Popcorn Planet is having their event today, so I'm going to try to drop in on that throughout at some part during the day to see what they're talking about. I think they're supposed to have different guests. They're supposed to have different guests at their event, their charity event. So I'll check that out. I'm sure a lot of you will be doing the same thing, but it's just like a year ago. I wonder what Amber's feeling right now. I wonder what Johnny's feeling right now, because it's been a whirlwind, and I really cannot believe it's been a year. I wonder if Johnny is feeling super effing relieved, like, damn, your life is full circle. You just got released that you're going to be, your movie is going to be debuting at cons. Like, you're doing your thing. It's full circle. Oh, excuse me. It's full circle. Almost a year out, he's been able to get his career back on track. A year from the misery and the mess that this woman put him through. Like, she really rolled up to the courthouse. I even went out there that first week. I think I went out there on a Thursday because, yeah, that first week of the trial, I went out there on that Thursday to the courthouse and looked around. I even got to see Johnny come in, and it was the first week, so I think he was still kind of apprehensive, and there weren't a lot of people out there at all that first week. People didn't know what was going on yet. It hadn't really hit the news circuits that heavy. When I was out there was me, one other girl, and a whole bunch of the news people, with their cameras. They were trying to stand on ladders to try to get footage over the wall. I did a video when I went to, if you wanted to check it out. It's down there somewhere. But I sure enough did go up to that courthouse, and I sure enough did see Johnny, and he kind of waved through the window, but it was at the point where there wasn't a lot of people there, so he didn't have the window come all the way down. It was kind of like cracked down, and you'll see that in the video. But I did get to see him. I did get to lay my eyes on him, and from then on out, it was just like boom, 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 watching Elaine suffer, literally suffer. I felt so bad for Elaine. Like, it was just complete embarrassing. She couldn't get it together. Rottenborn, on the other hand, I think that he's a good lawyer. Like, he had me a little shook a couple times. He knows what he's doing. I just think that his client, Amber, like, there's only so much you can do with that, right? There's just only so much you can do with that. Like, Amber whole ass threw her attorneys under the bus, talking about some, you know, when Camille asked about pictures of a specific thing, and she was like, well, I had that. She was like, well, why is it in evidence? And she was like, I would have loved to, but my counsel didn't submit it, or something to that effect. Like, completely throwing them under the bus. Completely. And I'm like, Amber ain't loyal to nobody but her fucking self. Not even the team that's trying to get her off this bogus ass hoax of a case that she made up simply because she wanted to be a global ambassador of women's rights, because she's not an actress. She's not an actress. So I think that she was like, okay, I'm not an actress. Why don't I try to act like I'm like a activist humanitarian then? Let me try to go that route and be the wife of Johnny Depp. Like, no. Ex-wife of Johnny Depp, and I'm an activist. No. Absolutely not. You're not Angelina Jolie trying to get humanitarian awards and everything like that. I know she thinks that she's on that level, or wanted to be on that level, but girl, bye. Girl, bye. But again, I'm amazed that it was a year ago. An effing year ago. What is life? Time is not real. There's no effing way time is real. But when I look back at some of the videos, I'm like, oh my God. I kind of cringe at myself sometimes, but it was all in good fun. I completely enjoyed myself. I loved watching Johnny's reaction to the foolishness that came out of Amber's mouth. Him and Ben interacting with each other, Ben Chu. Watching their dynamic, and just watching Camille completely obliterate Amber. I might watch that again today just for the fucking hell of it, because it gets me every fucking time, because she really made herself look an ass, and she couldn't contain that arrogance and that self-righteous entitlement and like her answers and stuff, and the jury saw through it all. And that's another thing. Okay, so aren't the jury able to talk now that it's like a year? Aren't they able to like talk? If I'm remembering correctly. How cool would it be if the jury started talking today? I think the entire, like, oh God, our side of the internet would completely lose their effing mind if a jury decided to talk today. But I'm pretty sure it's a year that they have. I'm pretty sure it's a year. But Amber and Johnny, she's probably still over there blaming him for ruining her life. It's a year later, my life is still ruined. No, honey, you did that to yourself. And hopefully he is off somewhere, enjoying himself, playing the guitar, having a good drink, and just like not thinking about any of this, and just reflecting back on how far he's come, and like how he's been able to get his life back. I really do hope that he is taking that time. Surprised my lashes are actually cooperating today. It's actually making me very happy and making my life a hell of a lot easier, because I kind of woke up late today. Okay, but my inner corner lash always acts fucking stupid. In the words of the great Nene Leakes, you never can win when you play dirty. You never can win, and she has not won, and she still ain't winning. And what I have been seeing come down my timeline is people are trying to say that like former accounts that were like Depp supporters are now all of a sudden changing to be supportive of Amber, and there's this trend going on since the whole movie announcement came out, debuting at Cannes. There's been like an increase of these Amber supporter tweets coming across my timeline, because they're like, Amber could not stand that. She could not stand that. And no wonder the lady, Maywan, I'm probably saying her name wrong, she plays alongside Johnny, you know, as his love interest. And the trailer was very, you know, it was sexy, you know, and they were very intimate, and there was moments of kissing and stuff, and she probably saw that, and her blood was boiling, and she couldn't fucking stand it, and she was jealous that somebody else was kissing the man that she gave up and ruined his life, and she decided she was gonna go and have her PR people attack her and make up this story and put this story out here and throw Johnny's name in here just to create a buzz. I don't know if I'm gonna put it up today. No, I don't think I am. Just to create a buzz. It's madness what these people do. A year later, and they're still trying to use these PR tactics, thinking that it's going to sway people. That's what gets me. They're still using these PR tactics, thinking that our minds are going to somehow be changed by them posting and tweeting these like out of context audios. They'll take like 3 seconds from an audio or like a bullshit photographed picture and like try to act like, oh, the whole case in the US was some bullshit. And it's just like, are you effing kidding me? We sat there for 6 weeks and watched a whole trial. Stop trying to gaslight us. Stop it. But that's what Amber would do to Johnny. So why are we surprised? She would gaslight the fuck out of him. Oh, I'm not cheating on you with James Franco. There's nothing to worry about. Newsflash, the one they tell you not to worry about is typically the one you have to worry about. I'm not cheating on you. Oh yeah, just audio, not audio, but video, surveillance video of you having the man go up to your apartment while your husband, whose house you're living in, you bring up another man to his house and like have activities with him while he's out of the country. How fucked up is that? How fucked up is that? Yet, oh, I did not anything wrong. Like, there's nothing going on with James Franco. Pops up. He on a surveillance video with a book bag, and you trying to shield your face and shit. It's just like, it's gaslighting the fuck out of him at every goddamn turn. Listening to those audios, she gaslighted him at every fucking turn. Confused the situation, talked in fucking circles, so then by the time you're exhausted and don't even know what the fuck you're talking about or what the issue was, because they didn't talk to you in circles. Took accountability for nothing, and here you are feeling like the ass again and not knowing what the fuck is up. She was so conniving and calculated through it all. She knew exactly what the fuck she was doing. Exactly what she was doing. And she's gonna pay for it. She's paying for it. And now she has to watch the man whose life she ruined go on and be great. Johnny doesn't have to do anything where it comes to revenge. It's already working itself out. It's showing. Karma is a literal bitch. And Amber deserves anything that's coming at her because it's such a bigger picture. And I don't really think that she was realizing that or gave a fuck. But then again, she did, because she was trying to align herself with like women ambassadorships of, you know, like she's a fucking victim, and she's not. She knew what the fuck she was doing. She knew exactly what the fuck she was doing, and that's what makes it malicious, and that's why the punitive damages was $5 million fucking dollars. Because she knew what she was doing. Jury knew she knew what she was doing. Johnny knew she knew what she was doing. And I went back and read the documents for the case, and the way the wording, you can hear the tone in both teams' submissions. And Amber's, they're like trying to make her the victim, like, oh, Johnny did this, that, and other. And in the court case, it's literally, in other terms, like in layman terms, it's saying she's lying her fucking ass off. She's lying her fucking ass off. Terrible. Terrible, terrible. Ugh. Trying to get the hell out of here. My hope is at the end of the day that, like I said, it's a year. I hope a year from now, 2 years out, Amber and her stands, Amber and herself, Amber and her PR team get out of denial about what the facts are. And the shame of the matter is that Amber knows the facts. She was there. She experienced it. She was doing the shit. She was there. And she knows what happens, and the fact that she in her mind can really make herself think, and she told this lie so heavily that I actually think she believes it, because she has to go on. To admit that you ruined a man's life for no other reason than greed and maliciousness and anger, and you just wanted to get him back because he was done. You could no longer have your hooks into him. He was done. He was done with the foolishness. And if you go back and listen to that audio of when they met back up after the TRO, when they weren't supposed to be, and she was trying to hug him, it's like this woman, that was her last ditch effort to get him wrapped up into some bullshit that she could use against him. With the please, 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 the little voices and everything like that, where she could have chopped the fuck up, because that's all her team did was send in chopped up fucking audio. Play the whole thing in context. Play the whole thing in context. How you gonna give us audio that's 3 seconds long? No, it doesn't work that way. We are critical thinking human beings. And it's insulting that the media and, you know, these PR teams think that they could just gaslight us into believing their narrative. It's insulting. So I'm going to watch, like I said, Popcorn Planet's live today. Why do I feel like I saw that starts at 12 or 1 or something like that? I don't know. I think it's in the middle of the day, but we'll see. I'll figure it out. And I just hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. I hope that Amber has the day she deserves, and I hope that Johnny has an amazing, amazing day and gets to sit back and reflect on what he was feeling, thinking, doing when he was about to walk into that courthouse for the jury selection, and now he could be wherever the fuck he wants to be in the world. He filmed a movie. Come May, they're gonna be at Cannes, and I think that that is an excellent flip of, you know, it's just, that's life. Do right by people and, you know, try to be a good person. And he put all his dirty laundry out there. That's another fucking thing. He put all his dirty laundry out there. We didn't just hear stuff about her. We heard about his shit too, but he had to do that to get his point across and to share the full fucking story. And that's commendable. He didn't give a fuck. He wanted the world to know, I did not beat this woman, and she's a absolute fucking lunatic. And they did a great job. Camille, Ben, everybody on the team did amazing. So I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day wherever you may be in this world. Stay safe, because, you know, we heard about Louisville, I believe it is, at the bank. What could I say? I said I would mention it when it happens, and I've been mentioning a lot of stuff in these videos, but it's scary. You can't go do your financial business. You can't go anywhere in the United States. All these other countries have managed to fucking do it and get their shit together. But in the United States, you could go into your office. You can go into a grocery store. You can go into church and be scared. And it's a possibility you might not make it home. It's a blessing to make it home. So sorry to end it on a, you know, not sad note. Actually, I'm gonna put this at the beginning, and I'll put my other stuff at the end, so you're not forced to sit through that at the beginning. So yeah, if you stay for the rest of the video, thank you. If not, go watch Andy's live today for its charity. Go watch some videos of the court case. Go watch some, you know, celebrate Johnny, and you know, it's a year that he won and it's amazing. So I'll see you guys a little bit later. Bye. Alright guys, so I'm back from work. Today actually went by pretty fast, and likely it's due to like being able to listen to the live stream while I was sitting there trying to get my work done. And I will say off the bat, like after having, well, it's not even over at this point. I think they've been on since 12. I hopped on around maybe 1:30, so I've missed about an hour of it. I'll probably go back and watch it. But I've enjoyed it, and I was a little bit worried, I will admit, because of things I had, you know, seen and read, you know, and I was a little worried. I was like, I hope that everything gets to where it's going, but at this point, I think that they have clocked in past their goal. They're at like $27,000 for Make-A-Wish, which is incredible. Like, I mean, I think they even said at this point that they have donated more to like charity than that woman. So really, that off the bat just tells you, it's just like the community that this case has brought together is something that's kind of really amazing. It is. It's amazing. It's something that is, people like to say, oh, you can't let it go. Oh, it's hard to let go. I've seen some of those comments coming down my timeline, and they're like, oh, why are you celebrating the anniversary of something that's so horrible and something that Johnny did not want to do? He had to do it to get his life back. Like, why is that something to celebrate? Why are we, you know, making an anniversary out of this, that, and other? But I think it has a lot more to do about like community, the fact that like people came together for Johnny and were seeing that it was the start of people seeing what this was going to be, and start a trial that went on for 6 weeks, that was on the news, it was just everywhere. It was a complete circus. So and it was a big deal for a lot of people because they have experienced things in their life, and this woman was going around parading like it had happened to her when it had most definitely had not, and they proved it. So that is also why it's a big deal. So I don't think it's like, yeah, we don't want to celebrate that happening because this is something he did not want to do. He had to do it. But I think it's more so of a fact of like, dang, like he really did this. And it's so hard to win a defamation case, and let alone prove malice and all of it's just so hard. And he hit it out the park with his team. They just did amazing. They went back and they were talking about Elaine. They were going back to some of her clips where she was like stuck on the muffins with Dr. Curry. They even did like a little competition with like stuffing muffins in their face and try to, you know, kind of say a phrase from the trial, and like the audience was trying to figure out what they were saying with their mouth stuff. So it was cute. It was kind of cute. It was kind of cute. But I think that of all of the guests that I saw, I have seen Jesus, the body language guy, on Twitter, but I was listening to him today and I was like, oh my God, I need to go to this channel, because I'm like, I learned a lot. I learned so much just based off of like, I always feel like I'm reading people anyway. I'm like a type of person who sits back and observe, and I watch, and like sometimes I think that I'm not accurate because I'm told that I'm not, but in actuality I am. So like it interests me in body language and human behavior. That's something that like, oh my God, it's always like made my mind think. And listening to him just talk about the signs, and it's not so much about catching someone lying or finding out, you know, reading that someone's lying to you. It's more so the question is, why does this person feel like they need to lie to me? Or why does this person feel like they need to shut down, you know, or they start closing up on this? Why? The why behind it. And I was like, that is so interesting. And instead of the interrogation to combat that, it's more so finding a way to invite this person to be open and honest with you, and like reading very small things, like everybody, you know, if you're like this, it kind of means you're closed off, but there's like so many other cues that can be very subtle that the normal person might not pick up unless you have studied human behavior. And I'm like, ooh, I'm about to go like all in his channels and shit now. And then he was just talking about also something I found cool was like how to be a good conversationalist, or like know how to keep a conversation going, which is something that I struggle with because I'm an introvert. And he was saying he's an introvert, so it's something he's really had to work on. And he was saying that like when you are talking to somebody, imagine in your head, like whatever it is that they're telling you, the story or whatever, imagine in your head that you're visualizing like them doing it or yourself doing it. And then in those gaps, where there's going to be gaps in that telling of the story, and in those gaps gives you a chance to ask further questions to further the conversation about something that interests that person. And I was like, that is so cool. I kind of really fucking dig that. So I was just listening to him. I love his accent. I kind of thought I caught some shade that he threw at Steph, but maybe that's just in my shady head. I'm gonna leave it at that. But I thought I caught some shade because she was like very excited to meet him. But overall, I'll say I've enjoyed watching the live, and I hope that you guys had a chance to tune in too. And I actually was on the way home, and he started talking about Steph started asking him about what does he think about Meghan Markle, because he covers Meghan a lot. Does he think Meghan is going to go to the coronation, right? Like he asked her that. So I stopped it there because I feel like I haven't talked about Meghan in a minute, and I'm really interested to hear his perspective, because he kind of made it clear that he doesn't really like Meghan, that she thinks she's a grifter. So I kind of wanted to see what it is he had to say, and we can kind of hear that together. But overall, I'm happy that they did this. $27,000 or however much that they're going to be doing or making at the end of this for Make-A-Wish is going to be beyond, and I know that they're super grateful. And I'm gonna go ahead and do what I need to do to donate as well. And I just think, why not? I think it goes to a good place, and I think that it's kind of cool that they did this. And I got to see Laura B on there, her talking about her experience. Her and Andy got to meet Johnny back in November, which was pretty fucking cool. And that just shows you how important Johnny felt that the support that was given. So those herd stands can say whatever the fuck they want to say, keep twisting stories, putting out flat out lies. Like, we all know what happened at the end of the day. Like, we all know what happened. But I did think that it was also like with the different guests that were on, I don't know if I already said this, but the different guests that were already on, they kept saying how it was so crazy that it's been a year. And that's what I'm fucking saying. Like, how has it been a year already since this happened? Like, that it just doesn't seem real. Is time really moving that fast? Like, but then in our day-to-day, it seems so fucking slow. But I'm like, a year ago? But when I think about a year ago and what I was doing, I'm like, damn, things really have been moving and grooving, and like it's completely different last year from this to this moment. So I'm like, damn, but time just moves so fast. And I know they say as we get older, it just moves even faster. So I'm like, ooh, can I slow down time just a little bit? Well, actually in this phase, I'm gonna fast up time so I can like move into my new place, and then maybe I can slow it down after that. But yeah, so let's see what Jesus from the body language guy has to say about Meghan. I'm sure he's gonna be a little shady, but little shady boots, but we'll check it out. The other thing that I found interesting before I go into the Meghan stuff with the body language guy is one of the lawyers that they brought on there, and I forget his effing name, but one of the lawyers said that, and I agree with him, that Rottenborn had the right idea. He had, like, going with the First Amendment stuff, like, he had a good plan. But the issue with Amber was that she did not, I don't feel like she trusted her team to do what it was that they needed to do to protect her to win this case. She, like he said, bombed her own fucking trial. She fucked it up because at no point did she admit a single solitary thing, like nothing. And that just makes you seem like you're this person on this pedestal, like I'm completely perfect, I've done nothing in my life, anything they tried to throw at her she would revert, and like it's like it didn't even make sense. You could just whole out tell she was lying. And she did not trust her team, Ben and Elaine, which I mean, Elaine did horrible. She did horrible, and it was embarrassing, but I don't think she had a lot to work with. I think she had a client with whom controlled a lot of what they could do, similar to what she controlled in her relationship with Johnny. Like, she did not allow her team to do this case and run this case the way that they wanted. She wanted to go out there and act like she was this perfect victim, like she never has done anything in her motherfucking life, like she doesn't take drugs, like she doesn't fucking drink, like she never fucking hit him other than the time that she wanted to protect her little sister who she thought who was gonna die, and this, that, and another, and Kate Moss. She owned up to not a single thing. Everybody does things wrong. If you're in a relationship for long enough, you're gonna do something wrong. We're humans. And the fact that she wouldn't own up to anything just off the bat, if I was a jury, I would be like, bitch, get out of here. Get out of here. Like, and none of her pictures matched up to her stories that she was saying of extreme violence and distress. None of her pictures matched it. Not a single one. I would understand if maybe there was one picture that showed like, I went back and read like her description of how she was drugged through the apartments and Johnny's back was in her knee and this, that, and other. None of the pictures show that. We saw a bed with a broken beam with a fucking pocket knife in the middle. We saw a tuft of hair on the floor. We didn't see those drag marks indented in the carpet like she was describing, like in a motherfucking movie script. Like, none of that took place. It wasn't believable. Whereas Johnny, I feel like, had his entire trust in his team. They worked very closely together and they did what needed to be done, and he showed his faults. He admitted to his wrongs. And he's like, look, I like to fucking drink. I like to fucking do drugs. I struggle with that shit. I have foul fucking language, but I did not hit this woman. She hit me. Amber could have come out there and be like, like he said, I forget the lawyer's name, like, it was a rough relationship. We had some fucking ups and downs. I did my fucking mess. But at the end of the day, he put his fucking hands on me. And, I feel like that would have been a better way to go. But ultimately, it wasn't her truth. It wasn't her fucking truth. And she made up a complete story that got out of hand and she could not stop it. And when she was given the chance to stop it, she was thinking so motherfucking highly of herself because people were thinking she was this ambassador for womenship. And she thought she was going to go off and have that once she wasn't Johnny Depp's wife anymore. And it did not work out for her because it wasn't the truth. So that's just the last bit I wanted to say. I need to figure out who that lawyer was that was saying that, how like Amber just did not let her lawyers do what it is that they needed to do with this trial. A lot of the lawyers were saying that in the beginning of this, they thought Amber had a good chance of winning this trial. And as the trial just went on, you watched, and that's why it was so hard to look away. You just watched her like discredit herself, every single word out of her fucking mouth, every facial expression, just horrible. Just absolutely horrible. Okay, I'm about to donate, but Jesus is on here. This is right before he's talking about Megan. But I'm trying to donate. When you see that you are talking to people and you say they made it really easy too. They are not that invested in something, or they try to, and it looks like via PayPal, but I don't have a PayPal. Excited about something that that. But I can pay via debit or credit. But the bright side is that it helps if you are curious. Okay. You're naturally curious about people.
And I am perhaps
Oh, this was
not
easy.
it's
Put
not
my
easy
card
for me
number in.
to have a small chat or a conversation, something that I had to work. Okay, I was really shy, introvert all my life, so I had
I
to
am too.
make the
I
work.
have
So
to
that's
work at
how
it.
I developed these skills after having some
I
kind
would
of
like to go into
sensitivity
behavior
to
analysis
emotional
of
states.
human behavior.
And I realized that the bright side is that I can connect with people very quickly. I can understand that they like some things, or maybe they don't like some things, and I know how to lead the conversation through to the topics that excite them. And any conversation.
This is gonna make me
has,
create an account.
Always, it's better to be about
But I
the
don't
other
want
person.
an
It's
account.
something,
And what is this?
in fact, in my opinion, persuasion, which is the positive way of talking about manipulation, is the negative
Oh
way.
my goodness.
And
What did I
manipulation is
do?
to doing something so
Alright.
someone
Let me try
does
this
something
again. I'm fucked
that
up.
does not benefit or harm them.
The difference between persuasion
is
and manipulation.
someone to do something that benefits both parties. So persuasion is basically making the conversation about the other person, and in fact that helps you learn about clues, learn about experiences. You can live through the experiences about the other person, and in fact, if you want to a tip for conversations, the best
This is what I was talking
tip that I
about.
can give you
About the
is that whenever you're
conversations.
talking to someone, you make sure to imagine with your mind's eye what the person is saying. Okay, do not think about what you are going to say. Do not think about what you are going to answer.
See, that's the part I forgot. So I'm glad I listened to this again, because he said, don't think about what you're going to say next. Don't think about what you're going to question. And for myself, I know that I need to do better with listening and not, thinking about what I'm going to say next. So I know that's a struggle for me. So this is because I'm always I don't feel like I have anything to say a lot of the time. So I'm trying to make something to say in a conversation. So this is really, really helpful in learning how to be a good listener and really pick up on things. And I'm definitely going to check out his channel after this.
Empty your mind and use your mind's eye to imagine the person doing what they are saying. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
If they are talking about going through their day or something,
they're at $42,000 right now. As I speak at 5:40 p.m. 42,000.
You should do
incredible.
That way,
that is excellent.
If they are
so at the end of the fucking day, these kids are going to get their money. Because what one person who was supposed to do it, who bragged and said that they were going to do it, the community came together and actually made it happen. And some of these people I'm seeing $5,000, $3,000, incredible for the kids.
You don't have to fake your body language. You don't have to do it. And you have to put your head like this or your hands like that. No, just imagine what the other person is saying.
That's a good tip, Jesus.
That will draw yourself into the person's story. And in fact, that will be the.
I'm still trying to make this payment because I done fucked up.
The 80% of how to connect with anyone.
Yeah, I mean, I did a degree for 3 years, and part of it for the 3 years that I did was conflict resolution.
I wish I had an
so
accent. I love Steph's accent.
Active listening, mindful listening, a lot of which the points you've actually covered from what I learned during that degree course. One of the things following on from what you said.
Oh my god, now my phone number's wrong. Come on now.
Do you feel like you walk on a different reality or a different planet?
Right, I would think that too, because you're always looking at people's body language all the time.
You're noticing things of people that not a lot of other people do, because the language that you learn is not really that universal, in the sense of, there's millions of people that can speak French in comparison to, let's say, a couple of thousand that can read body languages. Do you feel you kind of live in a different reality sometimes when you're kind of walking this earth?
Well, maybe
So I
not,
guess I have a
because
PayPal now?
believe that we have all that ability. Intuition is a
Okay.
big part of it, of having that first the spark when we see something and we have a hunch. I
What
have a
the
bad feeling about this.
F?
That is a real thing. The problem is that two things happen. We either ignore our intuition, or we rationalize what our intuition wants to say. So that is a bit
We ignore our
deeper,
intuition.
and mindfulness,
Swear to God.
meditation help with that.
So
in order
fucking
to
real.
listen to
Why
that
do we
first
do
impression
that?
that you could have about somebody or about a situation. When you, for example, you get to a meeting, there
I
are
don't
groups of
understand.
people, and you can have
What
just a
went
glimpse
wrong?
of what's going on, and have a hunch.
Why every time I try to do something? Oh my god, I don't like know what the hell is wrong. I keep saying something went wrong, and I even tried to go to the damn website itself, and it keeps saying something is wrong. It won't take my card, and I have the money there. I'm sad, so now I gotta figure out how to do this. But I won't do this because I really want to donate. But it's incredible. It's incredible, all the donations, you guys. So awesome. I don't know what the problem is. Ugh. Okay, let's get to Megan. Okay, this is when she asks her questions, Steph.
Just to talk about one of my favourite people in the whole wide world, Megxit. Meghan Markle. Do you think she's going to come to coronation?
Do we think Meghan Markle is going to come to the coronation? Okay. So off the bat he goes, I don't know, right? So, and immediately his body language changes. I did see in an article today, actually it came across like our MSN browser, whatever, and I clicked on it, and it was saying that it was past the date for RSVPs to be due, and that they hadn't said that they were coming or not, like they didn't confirm or RSVP yet. So I'm like, are they coming? Are they not? Because for one, I also was reading that they don't want a whole rack of people up on that balcony. And Meghan and Harry are considered working royals, which pretty much means they wouldn't be up on that balcony. And I think I read that, you know, Charles didn't want them up on that balcony. Yet Meghan wants to be up on that balcony. So I don't know. It's all rumors. It's all hearsay. Like, we don't know what the fuck is going on. But I want to hear what he has to say. Because he's like, I don't know.
I think she's gonna grift her way to infinity and beyond. This is
He said she's going to grift her way to infinity and beyond. Oh my god. So he really does not like her. He really does not like her. He thinks that she is a grifter. And what exactly is a grifter? Because I have the concept. I think it's like something like people who scam. A person who engages in petty or small scale swindling. So, ooh, let's say alleged grifter. Because they like to put lawsuits on people. Hold on.
this is never gonna stop.
It's never gonna stop.
This is what I call this phenomenon. It's very good that you mentioned that, because that's what I call this new economy. This booming economy, the professional victim. This is actually an economy, because you see that,
and it's an economy, the economy of the professional victim. And I'm sure he's gonna go on to explain Miss AH as a streaming example of that, because my god, that is exactly what she tried to do. She tried to profit off her false victimhood and tried to place herself in a position with where she had no place or reason of being and did not belong, and she was profiting off of it, making bank. I think like 30K like per speaking engagement she did off of something that was bold-faced now proven motherfucking lies. That's incredible. The professional victim is a new booming economy.
They don't do anything beyond being victims.
Damn.
They are victims. They
So,
draw attention. The attention.
Megan is a professional victim. I mean, I'm not even gonna fucking lie. I can kind of see where he's coming from. I can kind of see where he's coming from with the family, the alleged racism, the unfair treatment with the bullying. I can kind of see, and then all the book, the Netflix documentary, the podcast, like, so I can kind of see exactly where he's coming from. But I do feel like some of the shit that Meghan and Harry have received is unfair, and I see both sides. That's why I'm a fence rider with them. But I definitely see where he's coming from, where it is brought up with Amber Heard, and I see it a little bit with Meghan. Not even gonna lie.
Gets them contracts.
It gets them contracts,
lets them
attention,
be victims on a higher scale,
Mm-hmm.
and that attracts more. And you keep doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a balance to that, because Aquaturd tried to be a
Aquaturd.
professional victim, and she broke.
She tried to be. That's right.
She killed the golden egg goose.
She did.
She went too far.
She
too fast.
went too
Okay,
far,
that's
too fast. She went too far, too fast. She had her fucking plan. She wrote up that motherfucking blackmail letter, was trying to get 3 penthouses, her car, all this shit paid for. And when she didn't get her way, she did the unthinkable. She went too far, too fast. And the way that she did that shit, like Johnny said, once it's done, you can't come back from it. And in that phone call, she was so worried about her reputation. My reputation. Girl, your reputation is now literally shit. It is in the earth's core of shit. That is how buried it is. And cannot be resurrected. Your reputation is something that was so important to you that you were willing to forsake your integrity. That makes no sense, and that's why there's an issue. That's why there's a problem up here. That's why something's not right.
Happened to her. I think this had to be a bit more gradual. Again, as a devil's advocate here, but I have to say that Meghan Markle has some degree of how to.
You can tell Meghan Markle is somebody that he very has like complex feelings for. Now I'm reading him. No, let me stop. But you can tell that he has complex feelings about Meghan Markle, just watching the way he talks about her, how serious his tone got, like how just his body language, his facial expression. Yeah, he doesn't like her.
Measure how to adapt herself to situations. She has reinvented herself, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 times at the proper timing every time, in a way
she has the proper time. She knows her shit.
The next steps.
Some people have it and some people don't. And Meghan has it. She has that it that makes people want to know what the fuck is up, what she's doing, what's gonna happen. She has people online talking about her 24/7. It's incredible. She knows what she's doing.
So it's a case of a study, and so many people still are rooting for her.
Mm-hmm.
It has, I have to say that it has.
So
it
a lot
has
of people
worked.
like Meghan.
But that's the crazy thing, that at the same time it's very fun. It's a source for infinite memes, and I appreciate. I became the lord of memes thanks to Meghan Markle. I have to say that. I have to say that. I only need the official order, the Lord of Memes from Buckingham Palace, thanks to Meghan Markle. So, but seriously, is that we are witnessing a phenomenon that is people that are just play the victims and
I
they draw
agree.
attention,
I've
and it's
seen,
sad
and you
because
have to
so many
now
in the
weed it
younger
out because
generation
of
say
people
that,
like
I want to be
AH.
I want to play that kind of influencer, and it's sad, in fact.
It is sad.
She's spot on. I like Jesus here because he's totally right. There's a culture we live in now of everybody playing the victim. No, and that's just not healthy.
It's
not
not
healthy. To live in
healthy.
that
But there are
constant
real
there are a lot of
victims, and
victims
that's
in the
what
world,
fucking
right?
sucks,
I
right?
still remember the Chris Rock show where he's like we're filled with the emergency rooms just filled with a bunch of people with paper cuts. It feels like we really do have a problem with society of feeling for every victim, no matter how small it is. That we got to stop doing it. It's not a healthy way to be. One quick thing, but then pick your clip, Steph. Let me know. But Laura said this to me: do you agree from a body language expert point of view?
Yes, all the fucking faces she was making.
Fell on multiple occasions where she was not scared or intimidated.
She wasn't scared, not one moment. Her mouth was always in a...
Those smirks and things that we were seeing, were those all tells that even a
all twisted up
expert was wise to pick up on?
Well, I want to tell you, body language reading has a lot in common with blackjack, counting cards in blackjack. You know, counting cards in blackjack, you have to count them mentally and plus one, subtract one, and you reach to the number so you can play and beat the house.
right.
Say that from experience. But this is pretty much it. You see a smirk like this, you say, hey, this is plus one towards something that I
This
just,
is good for
don't
me,
feel
and I
right
can't
about
even hide it.
This person
This is a good
has
mark for me. This makes me look
sad
better.
expression, and all of a sudden has this smirk, and
Right,
goes
because she
back
can't
to
hide
that-
it.
with that sad expression in a matter of 5 or 6
She's so
seconds.
fake.
That's not how emotions work. Emotions are more like waves in a beach. You can imagine
emotions
waves
are very
at
much
a beach.
waves.
It's
It's not like
like
on off,
stop.
on off.
All of a sudden, they come and go. They
Right,
come
come and go.
That's
They
more
come
like
and go.
emotions work. You can have conflicting emotions. Sometimes you can have two conflicted emotions
Right.
on the face.
Oh, I
at the same
like this
time,
guy.
but they do not go from here to this in a couple seconds.
Right,
That's not something.
It's a
That's not how it works.
right.
There are.
And that's why it was so
clinical,
easy to pick up on, because it's so unnatural the way she was fucking
diagnoses
acting.
that might cause that.
How you gonna be
But
like,
that is not
oh,
what
1 minute, and then like the next
card
minute,
counting in blackjack,
with not a
you use the
tear to
statistics
be seen.
say, hey, I see that every time something happens, this woman makes this a smirk.
Right.
And who is talking at that time?
Who was talking
Is
at that
their
time?
Witnesses talking? Is
Johnny
Depp
talking?
Is who was talking at that time? That is important to realize that body language reading is not that much that reading all the time, because that is too much taxing on your brain. Okay, keeping track of everything. It's much easier if you focus your attention when someone says something, or something happens, or a question is asked, or somebody enters the room. When something changes in the scene or the environment, what happens at that moment?
What happens?
It's very common when you're speaking in a group.
Anyway, that's really what I wanted to share with you guys today. I think it's a very interesting day. I don't know. I have a lot of feelings about today, but at the end of the day, I'm just very happy for Johnny to be a year past this. And it just really goes to show everything that's happened, a tour, movies, artwork, selling out, like, it just goes to show you, like, people really fuck with him. They believe him because it's truth. It's relatable. You can feel it. We heard it. We saw it. And I'm really just happy to put this to bed. I feel like, of course, come June 1st, it's gonna be a whole other anniversary. But like, for real though, when do we put this to bed? Because it has made a community. It is something that a lot of people feel strongly about. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I know Johnny has a whole bunch of people who rock with him. I commend Popcorn Planet, Steph, Kim, I believe, Andy, and all the people who participated in making this thing happen. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. So I will check with you guys later. I'll be back probably later this week, and we'll chat. But think about liking, think about subscribing. If not, I completely understand. But bye. So I am going to have dinner tonight with my mom and my dad for the first time, and I'm like kind of freaking out a little bit. I'm 30 years old. My parents split when I was like 2. It's not like they have, you know, issues or anything. They have a cool relationship. It's fine. It's just like, damn, realizing, and I've wanted this for a long time, but realizing I, as an adult, as a child, and to be an adult, have not sat down and had a meal with both of my parents. So like, I'm kind of tripping right now, but I think it's gonna be a good time. Obviously, there's no beef. But I have like, I don't want to say I'm nervous, but I'm excited. But I have a little bit of anxiety. So fingers crossed, all goes well. I know it will, but yeah, it's exciting. New things. For what reason?
Do you have any questions about anything on the menu?
I don't think so. I think they pretty much have what they're going to.
Yeah, I know what I want.
What was that?
You were talking about it.
So, I had the dinner with my mom and my dad, and back home, my eyes are really fucking red because I fucking hit my pen like 5 goddamn times when I got in the house. It was a great experience. I loved seeing my dad. It was everything. It was everything I needed. It was, I'm not gonna fucking cry, but it was everything I needed. And I was nervous because something in me told me, something told me like something was going to happen, something big was going to happen, something, I felt it like in my spirit, and I was kind of nervous and I was having that anxiety because I had that feeling. And I'm sorry, I have frenemies playing in the background. To distract myself from everything that's going on, but like, life is so crazy. Life is really, really crazy, and I'm so happy that I got to see my dad. I am so happy that I got to have dinner with my mother and my father for the first time. I'm 30 years old. They divorced when I was 15 months, apparently. Found that out. I thought I was 2, but I was 15 months. And my dad, like, dropped a bomb on us. But it was a bomb, I guess, that connects a lot of the dots. It makes a lot of things make sense, and it's just a lot. But it was so good for me, and I feel like everything is just happening for a reason. And I'm just gonna like flow with it. I'm just gonna like let life happen, because I realized when I was trying to control things, nothing was happening for me. And now here I am. I've turned 30. I'm getting my own place come June. I've had this big revelation with my father that I think is going to change the trajectory of our relationship for the better. Just with my mom, I feel closer to her, strangely, through this, which is a good thing. And not that I didn't respect my mom, but like, I have a lot more respect and understanding and appreciation for her and everything that she's been through. And, you know, raising me and my sister and everything she's been through. It's just, I have a lot of appreciation for her, and I just feel like a lot is happening. but all for the better, all for the good. And it's gonna be okay. And I'm not gonna shed a fucking tear. I'm gonna keep these tears in. But, you know, life is so interesting. And I'm so glad that I had this experience. And I'm putting this video here because I want to remember this forever. It was a big deal for me. It was everything for me. And I'm still processing, but family is so important. They're so important. And when you have nobody else, you know they're there. And friends can be your chosen family, so there's that too. If, like, your family situation isn't necessarily good, you know. But damn, man, life is wild. Life is so wild. So yeah, I'm gonna watch Frenemies, Ethan and Trisha. I'm gonna watch them tear into each other to, like, get myself kind of distracted. I feel like I'm not ready to set in those feelings quite yet, but I'm gonna watch them to distract myself because they're effing hilarious. I'm watching the episode where Trisha storms out because Ethan was talking about how he has nannies for his children and everything like that, right? Well, for his kid, Theodore. And she's like, I would never have my kids have nannies or stay with a nanny. You should always be with the kid and this, that, and another. And then, of course, Ethan gets offended because she's questioning his parenting because they are working people. Like, the majority of the country is who can stay, it's not likely that everybody has the opportunity to sit there and stay at home with their kids, So no. And so he gets upset. So they start going back and forth. Trisha, like, calls Hila, who is Ethan's wife, the C word, like, see you next Tuesday, and storms out with Moses. So that's the episode I'm on. So why does watching other people's drama always make you feel better about your fucking drama? Like, it's wild. My eyes are, like, super red. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on with me, you guys. They're happy tears, and sometimes you just gotta shed happy tears. The fact that Ethan took Trisha back after she called his wife the C word, criticized his parenting, said he was money hungry. All of these things, he really tried with Trisha. Like, he really, really tried. Like, as I've watched this back, like, I'm on Frenemies, I think 13. But as I've watched these back, like, he really tried with her. Like, even when he was upset and he realized that she wasn't going to, like, realize that he was upset with something and, like, kind of give in to him, like he always does to her, he would back off, appease her, this, that, and other, and she would just get nasty. Like, listening to them now, I'm like, oh my god, Trisha. I really think that this podcast went to her head. Like, she felt like she was untouchable.
I'm not sure how to respond because I feel like you're having an issue.
Y'all need to move on.
Let's move on. You want to move on?
You definitely need to move on.
You guys can chat off the show.
And to this day, I wonder if Hila and Trisha have ever had a conversation, because the whole issue was that Trisha felt that Hila didn't like her because she said, oh, Hila didn't greet me, or I don't know what it was. She felt some type of issue with Hila. Or maybe she felt intimidated a little bit by Hila because Hila has her fashion thing going on. She's like a legitimate, like, You know what I mean? Hila's like badass. And Trisha has this thing about like people being skinny and like a lot of layers there that I feel like Trisha could have been intimidated by Hila. And for her to sit up here like this and be upset because Ethan was like, Hila doesn't want to be talked about. Don't talk about Hila. You know, she doesn't want to be talked about. And it triggered her so bad because in her mind that made her think Hila thinks she's better than me. And it fucking pissed her off and it spiraled from there. I think that's all she heard was Hila thinks she's too good. Hila thinks she's better than me. She's too good. Don't mention my. You hear that?
You can talk about whatever you want to. She just doesn't like that you always come on and make it say from that. No, but you guys are
They did this on. The era of frenemies was everything.
I know you guys own that fucking building too, but like I'm not gonna come back in this house because I'm so over it.
It was so raw, and if they were to do a comeback, a reunion, like for them to just do a show together, like even just one fucking show, like clear up the fucking beef, they would have 1 million views in like 2 hours. Like no, like even less probably. Like, oh my god. It was so good. Like, their dynamic was excellent, but I think they got so messy with getting the families involved to the point where, like, Hila and Ethan have, what, 2 kids at this point? Moses, who is Hila's brother, him and Trisha have 1 kid, Malibu, Barbie, yes, that's her actual name. And they're cousins, and they don't even speak, they don't even know each other, they haven't interacted, you know, sister and brother are in Discord, and I'm sure it goes deeper in the family because I don't think Ethan's parents like Trisha. It's a fucking mess. This one podcast fucked up a whole family. Do y'all hear them?
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't read his private fucking message
When
with
I'm on
his sister.
TikTok and there's a message that comes up and I see it, I'm not reading it, I see it.
Yeah,
And
no,
I see
you're
how
reading
you
his private messages with his
See,
sister.
Trisha reads Moses' messages, and I do think that their relationship is a little toxic.
What did she say?
I've always been curious about going in like a significant other's phone, but I've never like gone to that point of like going to do it because I've always felt like if you have to go there, then it's just over. And so I've just never gone to that point. I've been curious, but I've just never gone to that point. I've only had one time like accidentally, and it created a whole thing. But Trisha is very controlling. Like, she has his password. She would be on his phone watching TikTok, be in his group messages with his family. Like, that's a little bit much.
What does that mean? You're not gonna have a babysitter when you have a kid? How are you gonna do anything? What does that mean? You're trying to attack our parental abilities? Is there something wrong with having a nanny?
Right, is there something wrong with having a nanny?
Really? What about daycare? Why?
Why is daycare different, Trisha?
Because we're working. That's how everybody has nannies. They work. People work.
Right, people have to work. People have to actually work to afford to live. Trisha, not everybody can sit at home and make millions and thousands of dollars off of crying on the kitchen floor.
Well, I think a lot of people have nannies. A lot of our employees have nannies. Because we both work, right? And so we have a nanny that Theodore really likes, and he spends the whole day with her. And then when she's done around 4:30, we take over and spend.
She was so completely ridiculous on this point, and the fact that she has a kid now.
Why are you attacking our parental?
I'm not, I said I would not have any ambition.
And I think I've actually seen her go back on this stance and saying that it's really hard, and she understands now about parents and everything like this. So this moment on Frenemies isn't even fucking valid because she's gone back on that.
Like, clearly you're trying to say something about us.
Not at all. That's you.
Really? You just said it out of nowhere when you're mad at me?
Y'all, if you have not watched Frenemies,
How am I
and you just need
forgetting?
content to get you through the fucking day and just distract you from motherfucking life, or if you're at work and like you have an office job and you can use headphones, Frenemies has about, I'm on episode 13 now, they have multiple episodes Just go and watch it. It's just good content. It's just it was a good podcast, and I'm really sad that it ended.
Figured out because my mom and dad did that. My mom was a single mom, and we still never had a nanny.
So it didn't work when you were
She's
like,
saying her mom was a single mom and she still never had a nanny,
nobody watched
but her
it?
brother would watch her. Like that's so much better than having a nanny.
So she could be by himself.
Like she's not even like rationally thinking. She's just trying to like poke at him and make him upset and push his fucking buttons to make him like lose it like her. She's trying to hurt him. She's trying to hurt his feelings. She's trying to fuck with him, and that's his only purpose in this moment. And it doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even matter that her, you know, argument makes sense at all. She's gonna be with her kid at every single moment. She's not gonna have a
Don't you
nanny.
think it's healthy to be away from them sometimes?
Yeah, but they should be with another family member.
So they
If the
should
kid
never
is
be with anyone
not with
else.
her, it needs to be with another family member only.
Experience. Seems like not everybody has that luxury,
It's not realistic.
you know. So should I quit or should you quit?
It's not about quitting, it's about balancing your schedule. In my opinion, you can do whatever you want, but if it was me, you help balancing your fucking work schedule, especially when you're both blessed to be able to like work for yourself.
Trish,
Like,
stop it.
I would balance it.
So right now Hila's at the job and I'm doing the podcast. So should I not do a podcast or should Hila
Right, so neither of them can work, so only one can work during the day and the other has to work at night.
I'm not gonna do a podcast. Yeah, I'm just trying to help. Yeah,
She doesn't have a valid argument at
So
all.
I'm doing a podcast now, so Hila should be at home for sure. And then when I'm done with the podcast, she can go to the office and I'll be with Theodore.
All she cares about is that Hila said
You know what it's like being
that
with a
she thinks
1.5-year-old?
it's annoying that she thinks that she doesn't like her. And Hila doesn't want to be talked about. That's all she fucking heard after that. She went black. Because she feels like Hila's better than her. She's intimidated.
No, my point was that you're assuming that it's so easy for me to be
Y'all
with
gotta
a
watch this shit.
1.5-year-old, not knowing how insane and like nonstop it is.